Hey everybody. I finally get to move to lights and I'm pretty excited about that. And I got the matte tables working. And I'm very, very excited about that because, matte tables are awesome. Um, so basically I think this is finally really starting to pay off for me. My understanding of 3GS is so much better than when I started, and I think this picture is pretty cool. I got lighting. It's called a point light in, and you can see it on our um, matte table. And basically, what we have here is a picture of a light. There's a point light that's sitting at uh, 000 with an intensity of 1, and then I added a Phong mesh material, which is pure white color, and at a position of -1 on the Z axis. And then I set a color on the scene of like this gold color. And then, oh, I bet you it'd be cool to set the camera. Anyways, and then I basically stop the animation so that we can see this cool shot here. I'm pretty stoked about this. But anyways, I'm gonna go over the code, um, and yeah, this is awesome blossom. Basically, I had to pull in um, a new function, a constructor called point light, and that makes sense, right? I mean, I just need access to that, and that comes from the 3JS library. And then I created an array of lights, point lights. That these are the heavy lights that will be that 3JS actually um, does. So when we do updates, we can change the. We have a link, a connection, a reference to the lights that are in 3JS, and then down in the add light, basically this. Okay, so this is the magic potion that fixed the lights list not updating. The minute I started creating a whole new array. So basically, the light this would not update until the entire old array was the reference to the old array was destroyed and a new reference was created. All the items are the same items. It's just that the 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 container, if you will, the structure that holds the light items is replaced. So it's like if the light items array was a house and we had a bunch of lights inside the house, we just moved the lights to a different house, and then we destroyed the old house, and now the table realizes, oh, whoa, something changed. Otherwise, it just couldn't tell. And this problem will probably go away in the future, but this solution won't quit working. So this is a good solution, but it'll seem weird in the future when material updates to signals, because I think this is a signals issue, um, because the way we tell this is with signals. The way we publish this is with signals. But anyway, so on line 150, we create a new point light, and then we add that to our lights array, which will come in which will be important when we update our points light, when we do updates to point lights, when you can edit them. And then we set the intensity that gets passed in, which will make more sense in a minute, and the X position, the right Y position, and we get the ID back. So basically, when we send this in, the ID is set to -1, and then when we create it in this one, it'll get a legitimate ID, and then here's where we get the legitimate ID and put it back into our light item structure. And then here's where we add to the scene. So that I think that's all pretty straightforward. So in here we added our intensity to that because that's probably something we really need to get control of. So in our toolbox, all I did was move the lights to the front so that as I was working on it, I didn't have to keep clicking the left. I think it's going to be lights, camera, and then animations, because that's kind of like action, and then mesh, and then or scene, then mesh or something like that. Um, but for now, lights is first because it's most convenient. Um, then here's where we add our matte table. Um, Basically, I always have to just go to the matte Angular material webpage, copy their elements table, their simplest one, and then slowly back through it. I can never get this to work just writing the code directly. I was kind of hoping I could do one. I was just going to do like a single, hey, this is a reference for the future that I can get to, but it just wasn't able to do that. But I do always get it working, and it is worth it, um, and it's nice. So over here in the component, I pull in my matte module, my matte table module, and my common module. I actually don't need the common module anymore. I was using that so I could use the JSON pipe, but common module is always good to have around. Sooner or later I'll need it, so I'm just leaving it in there. Here's for matte table, I had to tell it which columns that I want displayed, and if this is wrong, if this is not in sync, it breaks everything. So, and then this was an old columns to display effort. It failed, and then here's our default values for our light interface, and then we're already adding it. So we create a default light item, and then we add it. The ID is -1, as we saw in the scene. It updates that to the actual light. So as we add these, oh, that's cool. We can just keep adding them, and it gets brighter, which is pretty cool. And then yeah, I don't have any way of deleting them right now, but that's that. Pretty exciting, I think. I think we are getting pretty close to being able to actually have some cool looking stuff. That's so funny. I was about to say no impediments, no blockers, no impediments. But yeah, I just went into agile mode for a second there. Anyways, happy coding. Bye.